Very good, thank you.
I'd like to welcome you all for your presence here this afternoon. My name is Julianne Kelly. I am the coordinator of Mass in Motion. I work for the health department of the city of Fall River, and I am very happy to be here today on an occasion that has been long anticipated, to celebrate this river, this linear park, this ecosystem, this habitat for birds of all sizes and colors and critters that live on its banks and in its water. This pathway that stitches together two neighborhoods and a city that was split apart by the construction of Interstate 195. And to stop at this moment in time to dedicate and name this trail in honor of the man who saw beyond the highway the buried river, the abandoned wetlands, and believed, designed, engaged others, and persevered. Alfred J. Lima. I just want to welcome you all, and I want to take this opportunity to mention a few people that I see here, and that includes State Representatives Carol Viola, Paul Schmidt,
thank you,
Alan Sylvia, City Councilors Linda Pereira, Ray Mitchell, Steve Camara, School Committee Man Paul Coogan, previous Mayor Sam Sutter, and now I am happy to introduce Mayor Jazel Correa.
Thank you, Julie. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? Isn't this a beautiful day to be on our trail? We didn't get any rain, which is nice. Nice to see the day clearing up for us, and we're going to have some nice weather over the next few days. It's an honor to be here this morning with so many wonderful people, wonderful family and friends, and of course the man of the hour, somebody who has been a tireless advocate for this community since before I was born. Just an amazing man, and you can laugh, that's right. And that's Al Lima. So, but from the city's perspective, this is so important, right? This did not get done just on its own. This was the tireless work of a leader, of someone who had a vision, who put the resources and the people in place, and that person was Mr. Lima. But he did that with the help of our state delegation. He did that with multiple governorships. He did that with multiple mayors. He did that with multiple stakeholders in the community. He did that with advocation groups. He did that with all the people that are here. And at the end of the day, through all the overgrown grass, through the old rail line that was on this path, through all the dust, when all of that settled, we're here today to celebrate the most beautiful trail, bike path and trail in the entire Commonwealth and probably in the entire country. So a round of applause to all the people that made this possible, especially Mr. Lima. Now, a couple other important thank yous. I saw there's John Perry over there. A big round of applause to our DCM members who keep this trail in tip-top shape every single day, as well as our public safety officials who make sure that constituents and residents and visitors to our community visiting the trail are safe and they have a beautiful environment to walk on. So thank you, John, and our public safety officials as well. This trail continues to expand, and it's because of Mr. Lima's vision. It's a trail that 30 years ago was just an idea, just a concept. And Mr. Lima carried that flag to the finish line carried that football to the finish line to make it a reality. And here we are today, 30 years later, with all the designs that he came up with himself as an architect, with all the help from all the different people that I mentioned before. We're standing here today, and what an honor it is to be the mayor of the city and to congratulate Mr. Lima for all of his tireless hard work in making this a reality. So on behalf of the city of Fall River, we have a citation. It doesn't do it justice, but I'm so happy that this trail, because of the city council, because of the administration, was able to be named after Mr. Alfred J. Lima. So please give him a round of applause, and Mr. Lima, I'll ask you to join me here, or I'll come to you. And this is a citation, an honor and appreciation for your vision, and unwavering, and that is something Mr. Lima certainly is, unwavering, whether it's phone calls, emails, or visits to my office on all kinds of different projects from the north end to the south end to the center of the city. This man is a genius. This man is a local town hero. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for our community, and this is just a small tribute to the impact you've made, and this impact will last a long time. So thank you. What a wonderful man. Thank you so much, Al.
Okay. I would now like to invite up Michael Labasia, the city forester, and a volunteer with the Friends of the Alfred J. Lima Quequechan River Rail Trail. Mike?
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Mayor Correa. Distinguished guests, friends of the Quequechan Rail Trail. Quequechan, the Alfred J. Lima Quequechan River Rail Trail. Can you hear me? It's good? Just hold it up. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Betsy. Just a few months ago, we gathered at Father Travasso's Park and celebrated the wonderful improvements there and officially opened the new section of the Alfred J. Lima Quequechan River Rail Trail. The ceremony was fitting and appropriate in all ways. It recognized various administrations and key city personnel who guided this complex project to a successful completion. It acknowledged the support of the local legislative delegation, thanked the funders, and recognized the project architects and contractors. And importantly, it showcased the people, especially the host of that event, the Flint Neighborhood Association, and the neighborhood children themselves, who are thrilled with that park. Today's event is related, but it's different. Today we are here to dedicate the trail and honor its namesake, Al Lima. Now, I don't know how many of you know Al. He didn't run for political office, he doesn't hold a high-profile government position, and he doesn't draw a paycheck for his efforts. But Al, maybe more than any other individual over the last generation, has done more to connect us to this place, impacting the appearance, the utility, the accessibility, and the health of Fall River's outdoor environment, and all guided by the context of its unique local history. Al is a native son. I won't bore you or embarrass him by reciting the litany of his extraordinary educational qualifications. What I will say is, after receiving a landscape architecture degree from UMass and advanced degrees in planning and education from the University of Pennsylvania and Harvard, Al spent an amazing career in city and environmental planning and community development. While his skill sets and talent could have landed him virtually anywhere in the world, he chose to work within a close commute of his home, Fall River. There are a lot of talented, educated people in the world in Fall River. What makes Al dedication worthy? His passion for Fall River. Al understands the connectedness of people, of us, to this place, and of people to each other through this place. Our location and key natural resources were leavened with innovation and toil to produce this city on a hill. The call of the loom brought nations together in our neighborhoods. The fruit of this collaboration built our cathedrals and public squares, our recognizable architecture, and our Olmsted parks. This is where we grew up. These landscape ties bind us. Some might find this gilding the lily. For some, the best days are behind, and the present is in decline. Al doesn't see things that way. His vision, from helping save the Central Congregational Church from the wrecking ball and preserving other important historic assets, to connecting all corners of the city by safe walking and biking trails. Al's impulse is to save what is good and make our city accessible to all. His ability to see mahogany-decked bridges where once stood rotting railroad piers in this Quequechan mire helped lead a bold initiative to create this pivotal link in a regional trail network. Al coined the phrase Copacut Greenbelt as he envisioned the permanent protection of a wide swath of open space spanning from Fall River to New Bedford. Fall River is now the anchor of the Commonwealth's first and largest bioreserve. Al once told me, "Make no little plans, for they have no magic to stir men's blood." It was a great quote, and I repeated it from time to time, always giving Al credit. And then one day he upbraided me and correctly attributed those inspirational words to the great American planner, Daniel Burnham. That was my mistake. But because Al always paints in big strokes, I had no trouble believing that those words were his. His involvement. Vision without involvement is just a dream. Call a meeting and Al is there. And he's not there to wring his hands and to eat the cookies. His classic opening is, "What can we do?" Al picks up the torch, holds it high, and leads the troops with the power of ideas and actions. Al has helped draft each open space and recreation master plan since the city's first one was developed in 1997. When a large, pristine parcel of forest land fell into tax delinquency and whose future was uncertain, Al, with others, formed a private land trust to see that that land and many parcels like it remain wild and protected. I once asked Al, not without some consternation, for all the land that you've helped save, why don't you get out more and enjoy it? And he simply said, "I'm just happy to know it's there." His powers of expression. The icing on the cake, the turbocharger that thrusts his ideas from poignant to persuasive, is his gift of expression. If you haven't yet, I urge you to read Al's book, A River and Its City. In it, Al traces the influence this river has had on development of Fall River, plumbing the depths of early lifeways and industrialization. Al might be best known for his renderings. These are the beautiful artist conception drawings of idealized landscape plans. You've probably seen them. They hang in the Government Center staircase gallery. They balance on easels at CPC hearings and environmental planning meetings, and have filled the appendices of many open space grant requests mailed off to DCR for decades. Around here, somewhere near the beginning of all good open space projects, is a telephone call beginning with the words, "Al, can you draw me a plan?" I recently worked with Al on a project where we needed to submit our professional resumes. Buried toward the back half of it was a bulleted list of community service activities. His accomplishments with organizations like the Taunton River Watershed Alliance, Mass Foundation for the Humanities, and the Thoreau Birthplace Farm Trust reminded me how fortunate the city has been to be served by this keen intellect and visionary force. The Alfred J. Lima Quequechan River Rail Trail is a gift to citizens today and for generations to come. And Al, please know that we regard you as a gift to us. We are grateful, and today we dedicate this trail in your honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. So first, I would like to call upon the legislative delegation who are present with the absence of Senator Michael Rodrigues, who wished to be here, but Representatives Carol, Viola, Paul Schmidt, and Alan Sylvia for a presentation acknowledging the contribution that you have made, Al.
Thank you, Julie. Michael, I hope your words are enshrined somewhere, because I think our whole community needs to consistently be aware of the record, the reputation, and the man that Al Lima is. I think many people, even here today, may not have even known of his illustrious career. There are a couple of tidbits I wasn't even aware of, Al, and we are so blessed to have you in our community. So this is our delegation, minus the senator who, as you said, wanted to be here but is out of town. Alan Sylvia, Paul Schmidt, and myself, we couldn't be more honored. In addition, I'd also like to recognize my predecessor, David Sullivan, because as was mentioned earlier, this has been a long-term, long-time coming event, and some of us have come and gone. But you, Al, have been the constant. Join us. And the Commonwealth of Massachusetts House of Representatives, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Alfred J. Lima in recognition of your persistent dedication to the creation of the Alfred J. Lima Quequechan River Rail Trail, your continued devotion to improving the quality of life for all in the city of Fall River throughout environmental advocacy efforts, and we will never, ever forget, and I know you're not finished. So we'll look forward to the next several projects, and again, to you and your team, the trail, the Quequechan, friends of the Quequechan River Rail Trail that are here to follow through on the mission. Green Futures, I know, that are represented here today and keep a keen eye on all these activities. And of course, you have our utmost support and continued support in all your endeavors. Thank you, Al.
Thank you.
And it is signed by all of us.
And secondly, I'd like to recognize a representative of Green Futures, Al's comrades in the vision and in their dedication to see this park a reality. Jim Hornsby.
I brought with also here our treasurer Liz, also here are our treasurer Liz Garant and our trip leader Roger, and we got together. We have a presentation for Al. We think he's pretty special. We hope that he likes this rendering of the Quequechan River.
Thanks so much.
Local artist Tony Henricks.
One last recognition is for those, Al, who are going to and are already taking care of this wonderful, incredible rail trail. They are a combination of collaborators who have offered their time and their effort and their dedication to care for this, so that you may rest assured that your gift to us is in good hands. They promote, protect, and preserve this trail. I want to mention as many as I can, and if they can stand or wave. First of all, Janice Veloso, and all the friends of the Alfred J. Lima Quequechan River Rail Trail, and many of them are wearing orange shirts. And in all weather, they get out and they weed and they mulch and they pick up trash and they remove tires, over 300 from this river. So no small task. I'd also like to recognize John Perry again from the Department of Community Maintenance, because that department partners carefully and respectfully with the volunteers and does the main bulk of the work of keeping this trail beautiful and well maintained. Thank you, John. I want to recognize officers Rick Saraiva, John Ruggiero, and Lieutenant Bernier, who patrol this trail and protect all of us as we enjoy our time on it. Thank you, Fall River Police. As well as being on our bike commission and our bike Fall River is Officer Rick Saraiva. And a new group is the Groundwork South Coast, and that is a group funded by the National Parks and also by the Environmental Protection Agency and also by the City of Fall River. And I would like to, they're over there wearing their blue-green team shirts, and among them is Erlanda Antunes, who will be working as an AmeriCorps fellow in Fall River all through the winter. And the rest of them were on the trail this summer, maintaining, welcoming, making fun and accessible events for the whole community, because this belongs to everyone in Fall River, and we're going to take care of it, Al. So Al, I would like you to step forward again, and I'd like to invite the children who I've spoken to, because Al, this trail is for all of us, and it is for our children and our grandchildren. And these children represent those and their children to come. So what we'd like to do, I'm going to just move this. Mr. Lima, you want to shake this hand? And we're going to ask them, representing all the children of Fall River and all the children to come, to remove this and unveil this in honor of Mr. Al Lima. So can you come over here? And up it comes. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. So before we conclude, I would like to recognize the Narragansett Bay Wheelmen. They have funded our efforts to make Fall River a bicycle-safe city. And I know a contingent of them rode their bikes down from Seekonk to be here today, Al, to honor you. I want to recognize Sandy Dennis, who brought to us the South Coast Brass Band. How about that? So, let the band play on. Al deserves nothing less than a brass band. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
pick this up and hold it. Won't be us. Really?